Hey, what is happening, all you mechanical maniacs? Hurst Quayzar here, and you're back in Rot2Rad, Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, in my little garage of Quayzar's Customs. And yes, as you can tell, I have been working a little bit on my version of the Murder Nova. This is the HQ Custom Pro Stock that I've been working on. I got the wheels set up on it, and I had to put a few pieces on the front end over here to put that wheel on, and I wanted to get the wheels on so I could take it over to the body shop and get it primered. And I've got it all primered up, and here's the rear end. Nothing but, nothing special. Just all red rear end, white shocks. My specialty. Kind of boring with that, I guess, but that's what we've gotten so far with that project. All right, so outside. We have what Matt would call a car with an identity crisis. That comment had me laughing for probably 2 days. And he said to sell it. And I would say him and Ryan are in agreement. Ryan didn't like it because he thought it was very plain Jane-ish, no liveries. However, the masses said yes. So 3-2. I'm going to keep it. So guess what we get to do, ladies and gentlemen? We get to send her to the parking area. All right. So now that we've got that all taken care of, I love my El Camino, but I would love to be able to find one of them trucks, a tow truck, to use as a shop truck. All right. So taking a look at my parts inventory, nothing in my shopping list, I don't think. All right. So what are we going to do today? Okay, so Rot2Rad, what is it, Hurst? What can we do to participate? Well, first of all, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Hey, it's free, and just let me know down below if you like the content or not. It's all good, and then get notified when I put new content out. I'm doing a lot of different things between Car Mechanic Simulator. I'm doing Urbex City Builder right now, some Minecraft, car detailing simulator. I'm looking down the line to do Mon Bazoo, which is a Canadian My Summer Car. I also do My Summer Car. I'm looking at maybe a cafe simulator. I think the prologue's out. I ought to do a video on that as well. And I've got some people, reaching out to me saying, hey, you need to do American Truck Simulator and a couple other games. So it's really, I can't do this full time, and God knows I wish I could. Maybe one of these days when I retire, I could. But for right now, I can't, and I'm trying to squeeze everything in, so bear with me. If your favorite game is not showing up, hey, hit me up down below. I'll make sure I get... I'll get a video made of it, the ones that I'm doing, I'm doing Northern Lights as well. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of different stuff. So yeah, if you see me slacking somewhere, hey, just drop me a line. Say, hey, Hurst, what about this game? Man, it looks like you kind of dropped it off your rotation, and then I'll get back on it. All right. So but anyway. Please hit that subscribe button. I see a lot of people that are hitting the channel, but they're not subscribing, so I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Thank you if you do hit that subscribe button. Now, what do? Well, we're going to hit the junkyard and find something rotten, and we bring it back and make it into something radical. Hence the name Rot2Rad. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let's take a look and go to the junkyard. It's nothing like browsing around the junkyard on your day off to find something to drag back into your shop to work on. I have been through a lot of these piles, I don't know how many times, in my other series of my barn bargains and other cheap challenges. Man, it just it can get pretty crazy. Oh, this is a Sakura GT20. At 120,000 miles. That is one of the other criteria that I'd like to have is less than 150,000 miles. Ooh, what is this? 226 for a Pontiac GTO. Damn. Okay. So I would like to have it under 150,000 miles. That GTO would be something I would love to build. It's another Mustang. And this is a 99 Mustang, which I think I've done. I've actually done. And I was told to sell it. I did a 2002 Mustang, a 78 Mustang, 2004 Mustang. So yeah, don't think that's going to be an option there. What do we have here? Ford F50. Too many miles on that as well. And then we have the old street rod here. Now this might be interesting. 161,000 miles, even though it's over the 150,000 mile mark. I may just do it just for the fun of it. And then we have, what in the world is this? That's a Porsche 163. It's 163,000 miles. You know, even though the motor's small in these things, I'd really love to be able to. I think I may want to do this. What was the rest? We didn't have many. I want to have to break my own rules here because there's not much to choose from in here. The Ford F50 is 187, right? And what was this? 163-ish, 161. So of the ones that are over. It was 161. What is this one? The Porsche. 163, so that's over. That was a Mustang we've already done. We had the Secura here, which is 120,000 miles, but that's a vanilla car. So I think we're just going to have to deal with dang, I guess what we have, this was way over, this is 226. So the lowest of them all that we haven't redone is actually the rod, the street rod over here. So I guess we're going to go pick up the street rod. This is from the Hot Rods DLC. Actually the first one I've done of all the Hot Rods. So yeah, yeah, I guess this is our baby. All right. Let's go ahead and buy her up. 6,000. We're 66, so hey, I'm already in the green. Alright, let's get back to the garage and get this bad boy built, shall we? Alright, let's step out here. Alright, he's got a flat tire. Not too shabby, missing a few wheels, missing a few parts. What the heck is that in there? I don't know, some sort of a tray. Alright, let's go ahead and move you over and let's clean out all the rat feces and everything else that might be in here. Looks like it was red at one time. For me, it's not going to stay red. I'm just letting you know that right now. Is that a rumble seat? Oh man, it could have been a rumble seat. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take all the body pieces off. It does have a livery on it, so that's cool. But I am not going to stick with that at all. Alright. You, my friend, are going back into the shop. And first and foremost, let's get this body cleaned up so I know what I'm dealing with here. $12.50 to clean up the body. Holy crap. Alright, so I guess that is a livery. Yeah, it's kind of cool with the old black and red. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and put this out of the way before I trip over it and fall. How is everyone doing? I hope this video is finding you guys happy and healthy. As of this recording, with all the whole pandemic stuff going on, there's like upticks of everything. Everybody's starting to put their masks back on. Me personally, I'm done. I'm ready to be done with the pandemic. I'm ready to be over it. Let's see here. Oh, nope, I want to go to interiors. And what I want to do is I want a couple of, like the 370Z seats. Let me see those. I like the way they look. And I'm going to go with my standard steering wheel. Let's see if those fit in there really well. See here in a second. It's a little low. Yeah. Kind of cool looking, I guess, in there. Yeah. All right, so right off the bat, we've got things to get rid of here. Yes. All right. Now, let's go ahead and send you up. Yes, right off the bat, I think any of you know from the movies what I'm going to put this as, the very famous street rod. I wish this had a different rear end. I'm going to have to do a config of this bad boy. I think there's probably one out there. Like I said, this is a DLC car. So you had to go get the Hot Rods DLC. Fortunately, I was able to get this picked up. And I kind of liked some of the cars in it. Not all the cars. I think some of them need to be worked on, to be quite honest with you. This one, I think, is one of them that I would like to put in the books as a different config, and put a bigger engine in it, fix it up a little bit, because I think this would be a nice looking rig if it's done right. Let's see here. Okay, what am I missing here? Oh, I forgot that piece over there. Okay, so if I went to, where's my fuel tank? Does it have a fuel tank? By golly, this bad boy does. Oh, it's way up there. Okay. So I need a fuel tank and a battery. Alrighty. We're going to get started on this right off the bat. So we need two of those, one, two, two. And need a battery and a fuel tank. Muffler. Yep. Okay, so we're going to get that stuff. While I'm in here, we're just going to go ahead and pick up a bunch of stuff here. So that way we have it on hand. Two of you and two of the middle mufflers. That'll take care of get our fuel pump going. There we go. Now we should be able to get into the parts. Oh no, let's go electronics, get the battery. And we're going to go to the parts, suspension. Okay, hang on. Let's back out of there. Let's go to brake shoes. Brake shoes times 2. Drum times 2. Now let's go to the suspensions. There we go. Get rid of the shoe. Drum. Coil spring. Drive shaft. Ah, shoot. Drive shaft. Okay. Brake cylinder, we've got leaf plate times 2. Times 2 those. Or spring times 2. Times 2 those. Solid drive axle, 2 of those. Spring caps, I don't have the Oh, I got that already. Shoot. Fuel tank. Rear muffler. Middle muffler. So I need a fuel tank. Let's go fuel. Get the tank here. There we go. Need the... Let's see here. Where are they at? I need the caps for the springs. One. So I need 2 of those. 2 rubber bushings. Get those. And then... Oh, what was it I needed? Oh, I needed the U-bolts. U-bolts, yeah. There we go. Alright, now we can get started on this. Alright, so now we got... wait a minute, I've got all the pieces, right? Yeah. There we go. Should I paint any of these pieces, I guess? I guess that would be my next dilemma. I am going to paint this, no lie. I think we're going to go yellow. Oh, hang on. Let me get rid of all these parts that are less than. Then we will go with it here. Yes, we're going to paint you. Let's paint you yellow. I think you know where I'm going with this. That's going to go yellow. I'm going to keep those fine. Those I want to paint yellow. Yellow. Paint the springs yellow. I know that needs shock absorbers, so I'm going to have to figure out the shock absorbers. I'm thinking bees. So let me go ahead and get a couple of bee shock absorbers just for the giggles of it, and I'm going to paint those white. Like a shiny, almost a pearl white. I think that's probably what the color I painted the Subaru. Yes, the car with the identity crisis. Alright, I think that's all I need to do. Yeah. I want to leave the fuel tank non-painted. Go ahead and set this bad boy up here. Alright. Battery install. Fuel tank install. I'm going to put the fuel pump in. Get this out of the way a little bit. There we go. Oof. Couldn't hardly see what I was doing. There we go. Yep, shock absorber B. How about that? What do you know? Ah, good. Oh, well, not that good. I kind of went way out of the bounds here. Alright. Put the spring on. It'd be like a very yellow rear end on this. Alright. Bolt you up. Brakes. And drum. I was going to say, I did buy the drum, didn't I? Holy cow. Okay. That. Let's get that. That. This actually goes together pretty quick back here. And considering the engine is like the overhead cam, single overhead cam V8 engine, it's an easy build for me. So I like that. That engine, the engine block is going to be, I believe I'm going to stick with red on that. I think that's what I'm going to go with. The more I think about it, I think that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm not going to go with the typical wheels that I would probably put on this. I think I'm going to go with something a little bit different. Let me see what I have here. Let's go ahead and put those mufflers in. Alrighty. Alright. Now let's go ahead and hit the front end. Alright, doesn't look like there's too much done to this. Too much to do on this front end. You know, painting the calipers yellow though, that's going to be rough because they don't really ever turn out right. Never ever do they ever turn out right. Does this have shock absorbers? Yeah, it does have shock absorbers. Okay. It's beginning to wonder. And these are B-links. Okay. These wheels on it are awful. I am not putting these wheels back on it. That's for sure. No. Horrible. They're really horrible. I am going to put a massive set of meats on the rear, though. I think this thing absolutely needs it. It's almost like an old tea bucket. We have one of those running around town. It looks hilarious. It's nothing but engine and wheel and tires. I mean, seriously, that's what it looks like. It's just engine and tires. And every time I see it, I just have to laugh. I'm like, man, you know, one slip of the throttle and you were gone. I mean, there's nothing to this thing. I think it's, you know, not a whole lot of metal around you. Wow. All right, so let's see here. What do we have? Let's sort you out by name. Get two of those, two of those. Rubber bushing, I think is going to be by 8. All right. And I'm thinking, let's see here. Let's go ahead and pick up our stuff that we need. Oops. All right, starting from the top. We need to get the shocks. And then let's go ahead and open up the shopping list here. Suspension arm C2. Brake caliper times 2. Cylinder times 2. I'm just going to stick with the regular brakes on the front of it. Well, that's kind of cheesy, isn't it? Knuckle cover. Oh, knuckle cover. 2. Yeah, I'll have to pick up something else. I just can't. I can't go. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, I did the inner, did outer, rubber bushing. I think I need 8 of these. So I'm going to pick up 8 of those. Steering rack times 1. Link times 2. Suspension arm times 2. Wheel bearing times 2. Wheel cap times 2. Alright. We are going to sell off parts. There we go. Alright, so our front end pieces, these are all going to go yellow. Definitely. Shock absorbers are going to go white. Yeah, we'll go red, I guess. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Probably should have gone yellow with those as well. But the yellow looks awful. The yellow looks absolutely awful on those. Oh, white. What the hell? Red. Okay. Shock absorbers. The shock absorbers will be white. Giving a nice little pop of color underneath there. The problem with the red for the engine block is that the oil pan and the engine block are going to end up being two different colors. I'm going to end up going back and forth trying to figure out how to match it up. Same with the cover. That's going to be a pain. There we go. We'll get these two painted up. And voila. All right. All right. Let's see here. Steering rack across the top. There we go. Oh, that's going to look good. That's going to look real good. Bottom. Like I said, this is the first time I've built one of these. So this is going to be quite interesting what it looks like after I get it all done. Okay, bearing, cap. Okay, so a couple things I want to do here. One is put together the shock absorbers. The next is to go get the brakes. Let me get two of those. I just can't, you know, for whatever reason, I just can't put just standard brakes on here. I feel bad about it, so yeah, that's going to be a thing for me, I guess. Okay, so the red calipers, red brake calipers. I think that'll be okay. I think. Let's go over to the other side. I think this is going to actually turn out fairly decent, I think. Did grab that shock absorber? Yep, I did. Yep, I get that. I was looking around thinking, oh, I'm missing something back there, but yeah, right there it is. So yeah, this bad boy reminds me of American Graffiti. I did do a couple of those cars from American Graffiti in the 2018 Car Mechanic Simulator series. If you want to check those out, I'll try to put that link right up here in the corner. You can check that out. We need to yank that engine, but I need to take the transmission out of it first. Transmission is in bad shape. Nope, what I need to do is remove view. There we go. That's out of here. So put some parts in here. There we go. Alright, now I should be able to yank the engine out. There's nothing in it. So I shouldn't have to drain the oil out of it. Alright, engine is out. What do I need on the inside of here? Nope. I need radiator. Nope, I need a radiator. Servo, power steering, and the fuse box B. Alrighty. So, go to my handy dandy shopping list here. Okay, Radiator C, check. Brake servo, check. Power steering servo, check. Let's go to electronics, and we're going to go with the B fuse box B cover. And we're just going to get a handful of each of these types of relays and fuses and such, and then we're going to put them in. And we're going to get rid of this stuff here. And you're out of here. Haha, out of here. Fuse box B. I think I've bought enough stuff for it, I believe. Yeah, it should be a big deal. One of each. And cover. Alright, is that all I need underneath here? It does appear so. So let's go ahead and sell off that. Sell off all this stuff. Where's the engine at? There it is. Okay, if we don't need those, we definitely need that. Transmission we don't. The wheels we don't. Hang on. 21 inch. Whoa, 21 inches in the back of that? Yikes. Okay. Yikes, 21 inches. Damn, I wanted to remember that. Alright, the engine we're going to build. It's going to be the supercharged one. Where are you, my darling? There you are. My precious. Yes. Alright. Here we go to try to get that taken care of. So we're going to go right into the tune-up shop right off the bat so I can start picking up some of the stuff. Alternator, definitely. Camshaft. Where are we at here? I believe there's a particular, there's the V8 camshaft. There it is, right there. Okay, carburetors. 2 of you. Heads for the V8, definitely. 2 of you. Headers. 2 of those. Fuel filter. Don't need a fuel rail. Coil. Distributor cap, distributor rotor. Wires. Do need an intake, but it's not in this grouping down below. Pistons times 8. Power steering. 2 filters, 8 spark plugs. There's the intake for that. Supercharger for that. I think that is it for those parts. Nope, it is not. So let's get eeny, meeny, and miny right there. Go regular to parts. Go ahead and pick up the clutch release bearing. Go here. Whew. Okay. Scoop. Gotta have the scoop. And it's gotta be chrome. I've seen some of them painted on the Discord channel. Not fond of the painted ones, but that's just me. I need a couple of clips there. Definitely need a crankshaft. Crankshaft. I only need 3 of those. I do need an engine block. At the heads, need the covers. Where are we at here? That one, and then this one. I like these heads. Man, those things are cool. I do like the head covers on those. Filter I've got, filter I've got. Rollers I don't need on this type of engine. Intake manifold I have. Definitely need an oil filter. Need an oil pan. Where are you? There we go. Rings times 8. Need a fan. Rocker arms, yeah, these things are painful. I'm gonna get the rocker arms. Rod caps times 8. Got those filters already. Need the serpentine belts. Overhead valve B. Need the overhead valve A. Need that belt. Need that supercharger pulley. So I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good. As soon as I think I'm doing pretty good, I'm going to screw this up. I always do. Cover for that. Push rod times 16. Water pump, water pump, water pump. All right, I believe we have it pretty much set up. So let's go, and we're going to paint the engine up. Now, I know with a yellow car, this being painted red, this is going to be a scary sight here. See how dark red it is? Yeah. What if I went with a matte finish in red? It doesn't really give it. Yeah, it doesn't really give it. No, we're not going to go chrome. Chameleon. We'll just go gloss. Yeah, this is really going to be really tough to match up for sure. Those are going yellow. Always go yellow. Oil pan. See how bright it is? Maybe I need to go with a. Let's go. Try to darken it up a little bit to a 70. And we'll go with 75. And then we'll probably end up painting the timing cover. Same thing, yeah. 75. I believe that's all I'm going to paint. So we're out of here. All right, engine block. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's see if I can get. See how close I can get to that. That's pretty darn close, isn't it? Wow. But I think we can go just a hint darker. Just go a hint darker on that. Okay. That's 75. Let's go. Let's go 70. I'm probably way overthinking this. That's pretty dang close right there. What do you think? Yeah, that is actually pretty dang close. Okay, we're going to go with that. That's for sure. Alright. Before I start putting the rest of this stuff on, I'm going to put... Let me get the bottom end done on here. Then, time to paint up the oil pan. I am not going to paint the oil filter on this, that's for sure. So we're going to leave it grayish. Looks good. Oil filter. Okay, let's flip you to the side here. I want to get this lower end taken care of, and then color match my oil pan. So a little different than what I'm used to doing. I'm used to doing everything, you know, do the whole engine build up top and then come down here. I would sometimes forget about this lower end until I get it in the car, but today will be a little bit different. I wonder if my audience is going to think it's a Ford and want to get rid of this car. Well, it is like a Ford coupe. It's a Smith & Parker, though. I wonder where they got the names from. I wonder if that's the people. Those are the people that actually designed the car. That would be interesting, huh? Let's see here. How does that look? Looks a little bright. So we are going to do the same for the cover. Go that one. Now, last time I tried to color match something up, man, it was awful. Simply awful. Actually looks like it's pretty close too, so I'm going to keep it with that. There we go. Let's rotate you back. All right. I always want to get the distributor taken care of first, because after you get the intake in here, you forget about these clips. Always forget about those clips. I'm telling you, if this engine was a little bit bigger in this car, it would look a hell of a lot better. So I'm going to have to do some modifications. I'm sure somebody's already got a config out there. If they don't, I would be shocked. Now, I'm kind of sad that you can't paint the heads. Now, you can paint the heads, but you only paint the inside of it, which you can't see after you put all the parts on, right? And I wish you could paint the coil packs, or the individual coil units. Wish you could paint those too. Probably hear me say that on every video when I come across that V8 engine. I wish I could paint those things. Just a good thing they are covered up by those silver covers, because I'd go crazy. The red is just off. It's just off. And I'm keeping the covers natural on this. Not gonna get too crazy, I don't think. Chew on. I could paint it black, but I think it would be just a little overkill with the yellow car that I'm going to paint. So there you go. You know what car alarm I'm going to paint the car. guess you probably already knew by the rear end. I don't know. You never know. I could have painted it white. Could have matched the shocks. No, my last car was white. Come on. As soon as I put those on, boom, and then you put these on, and it pops, man. It just pops like crazy. Okay. Down here. It's kind of hard to see these things in some of the lighting. Need sunglasses in here because the glare off this engine. This is going to be a beautiful piece of machinery. Hoping it satisfies the masses. We'll see though. And the cover. One supercharger installed with supercharger belt. Thank you. Carbs. The red's a little off on the carbs too, but I don't mind it too much. Another belt and fan. Hey, look at that. I did not have to go back into the catalog and pick up anything. How about that? Huh. I am actually a little shocked myself. Okay, let's go pick ourselves up. A couple things here. One, electronics. I need a starter. Two, from the gearboxes, I need a overhead valve. Gearbox. Oh no, that's gearbox B. I need that one right there. All right. How's that looking there? Look at that bad boy. Looking good in there. Looking really good. Okay, let's go ahead and put oil in it. Need oil, coolant, and brake fluid, I believe. And coolant. Oh, I got power steering fluid too. Yeah, because it does have a power steering pump on it, so you know. I like the way the rear end turned out. I would rather have had the disc brakes on the back as well on something like this, but like I said, I'm sure there's a config out there that has that. I just have to look it up. Alright. Now all we need to do is lift this bad boy up. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. What is this piece? Front bumper. Ah! Didn't even realize that was there. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get some pieces here. Let's go body workstation. I think we need a piece of everything, right? So doors, windows, everything. Hood, windows, headlights, mirrors, rear bumper, trunk, and windshield. We need it all. We need it all. Love the mirrors on the side there. That is awesome. That should be a rumble seat. I wish that was a rumble seat. Really, it should be a rumble seat. Window, mirror, windshield. Love how the headlights are down there as well. Definitely like that. Did I get the rear window? No, I did not. I think the only thing missing is the license plate. So let me take a quick gander into here. Let me pick up. I'm going to have to make some more of these. Quayzar. Alright. Now let's get into here. There we go. Transmission. Starter. And a drive shaft. Alrighty. Now for the... Yeah, we'll get rid of that and get rid of that. What are we going to do? 21 inches on the rear of this thing. So we need to have something that just makes a hell of a statement. And I don't know what that's going to be. Honestly, I've been thinking about. I haven't really been thinking about what wheels I was going to put on here because I just knew that it would just, you know, reach out and freaking grab me. I guess maybe it's not grabbing me. I thought it would. Oh my. See, I thought about the conventional retro, right? But I was like, I mean, that's kind of a given, right? Don't really want to do that. I do like the Typhoon wheels. I think I'm going to go with those. So I need 2 of them. I'm actually going to go with the 22 on the back. And then I'm going to get 2 21s on the front. I don't know what the front wheels were. Let me take a quick look here. Wonder if it says here. Oh, nope, 17s on the front. Wow. Okay. Over 17s on the front, so I'll get 2. We'll go 18s. We'll go 18s. So let's go ahead and dump out the 21s. Because we're not going to use those. And we are going to use these. For the rear tires, I want to go street tires on here. So 2 at 22. We're going to go with the big fat fatties on this. Told you, I'm going big fat. I think I'm on 30s. We're going to go with those and we're going to see just what it looks like. The front ones I'm going to have to play with, definitely for sure. These I'm going to paint. Let's see here. I go with that and go with a chrome. Let's go with that chrome. There we go. Paint these bad boys up. Now you'll be able to see the red brake cylinder or caliper on the front, I think. Maybe just a little bit, not much. But I think that'll be okay. Okay, let's mount up one of these big fat fatties. What was the rear? Was it a 30? 75, a 55. So I'm going with a 18-inch, 22-inch. Going with a lower profile, but I'm going wider, and I went taller. So let's just see how this is going to lay out. Okay, she's... That might be okay. It might be alright. I'm going to have to compare it to the front wheels, so that's going to have to be... Could have gone a little bit wider, actually. I mean, how wide can a person go with these things? Holy cow. Okay, so let's see. So the original size was a 250, 325, 55. Right, I went to a 30. I could have gone taller, actually. Okay, so what was the front wheel size here? 215/75. So I'm gonna go with the standard tire on the front. A 2, and this was an 18, and we'll go with a 225. 225/60. Let's see how that plays out. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out right, but I'm not liking the way it looks already. Yeah, I don't like the way that sucker looks. Yeah, that's coming off. All right. That was a 30. I'm gonna go back with these. We're gonna go 2 of those. It is an 18. We'll go with a 265. We'll do it with a 40. Let's see how that looks. Probably a little bit better because it's not so beefy looking. Alright, let's see how this plays out. I didn't like the wheel combos that they had on it in the first place, so this may have to take me a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll do it. That'll do it. And get rid of those 2 tires. Thank you very much. All right. Alright, I believe you are 100% across the board. Yes. So let's go ahead and put you on the floor. Let's see what the stance looks like. Ah, that's kind of freaky. I figured the back would be higher than the front. Let's give it a bigger stance. 'Cause I got like 18s on the front. Not exactly what I thought I was going to have. Alright, so those are 30s. Okay. Alright. I want something a little bit different. Yes, I agree it looks okay, but I need to have more of a stance on this. So what I'm going to do... Same size tire with a 40. So I need a 385 40. So I need... Actually, how big can I go? 385. We'll go 405. We'll go 405, 35, 40. 405, 40. Big old fat fatties. Why not, right? Go big or go home. Okay, 405. A little girthier. How's that? I don't know if that should be a word or not, but... That was quick and easy. Holy crap. Stand back a ways. Yeah, I think that'll look okay. A little fatter. Comes in a little bit more. I probably could have put an ET on it. Probably would have shoved it out a little bit farther. That's alright. Alright, now if I put you on the ground, do you have any type of more of a stance? Oh, not really. But that's alright. I'll send you over to a suspension shop and go ahead and take care of this stuff. Holy cow. Alright, wheel alignment. Good grief. Done. Headlights. Oh, that was pretty spot on. Nice. Oh, that was way off. There we go. Done. Right now, you need to go to the paint booth. Here we go. This is where it's all going to come together, right here. Paint it yellow. Okay, that's that's yellow I want? I do believe so. What kind of liveries do we have for this bad boy? A little bit of flamage. That's kind of cool. The black and black. That's actually not too bad looking either. White, no. Oh, wait a minute. I think I found my one. Yeah. That's it right there. That is my custom hot rod. Let me take a look at some of this other stuff that they have. Gray. That's actually pretty cool too. A rust bucket. That's kind of cool. Gives you like a rust look to it. Not so much a patina. I don't know what that's supposed to be for. I don't know what 7 is. None. Alright, so we are going to go with... Oh. These flames right here. Haha. Yeah, baby. Alright. Next step is the dyno. Now, it's typical. This is just going to be... I don't think there's any surprises here. Yeah, like I said, no surprises. 903 with 1,238 pounds of torque. Nice gains on that, definitely. Well, there we have it, this Smith & Parker Outlaw. Let's go ahead and park her out in front of the garage. Got the GTO sitting out there that I haven't built. I do have a GTO out there, don't I? I do. I certainly do. Right there. My other project car, I believe. Wait a minute. Let's see. Yeah, 118. So yeah, it's another project car I've got. So there we have it. We've got the Smith & Parker mobile here. I mean, it is what it is. It's my mileage was a little over the 150 mark, which I really don't like doing. But hey, I think this actually turned out to be a pretty nice car. Flames under the hood too. I would like to have the engine a little bit bigger, but hey, it's all good. Alright, so now it's your time. Your turn to show me what you think needs to be done. Should we save it or should we sell it? It's up to you. Vote down below. Until the next time, thanks for watching. I certainly appreciate it. And I will see you again on another episode of Rot2Rad. Until then, it's Hurst Quayzar saying goodnight, everyone, and I am out.